Hello all my fellow cripples and able-bodied riders, I'm Gimpy Rob and this is the Gimpy Garage. Today we're going to be messing with tools. I have a few longer trips planned for 2018 if all goes well, and I really want something where I could stretch my legs out on my Spyder to get a little more comfort out of it. So I got myself some highway brackets or highway pegs. So we're going to install those today and let's break out the tools and see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? But first, let's check what's in the box. Alright, so once you unbox everything, this is what you have. You have these two platforms or two plates that go underneath the floorboards. They are really, really heavy, really good construction. I mean, these things are solid. If you have a problem with someone, you could easily crack them in the head, and I guarantee you, your problem is over. Well, it's probably going to create more problems, but hey, that's neither here nor there. You wind up with 4 bolts. Now, these 4 bolts are 2 different sizes. I'm not quite sure of the sizes, but if I was a betting man, the longer bolts go down here because you have this going into the extension arm, and the shorter bolts go up into the foot pegs. These are the foot pegs I ordered. Now, they look like really big corrective shoes, but I like that. That's fine, because the way my feet and ankles and my legs feel some days, I want to have the comfort and security of knowing that there's enough real estate underneath my feet. My feet aren't going to go anywhere, so that's why I went with these. Now you have these 2 extension arms that connect to the plates here and go up, which then subsequently go into your big corrective shoe foot pegs. Now, here you have these vanity caps. Now these vanity caps are to cover these ugly industrial looking stainless steel raw and unfinished looking bolts. So now with these, you can use them, you can't use them. It's really up to you, but to me, these are like underwear. They're not necessary, but once you put them on, you go, oh, okay, I kind of like that. All right, so that's what you get when you get this item. Now, as far as tools go, I'm not really a big numbers and size kind of guy. That came out wrong. But anyway, when I'm doing a project, I bring my tool bag over to the trike and I just keep putting one on. Does it fit? Nope. Does it fit? Nope. Does it fit? Nope. Yep, it does. So when people ask me, hey, what size wrench was that? I go, the one that fit. I try to keep things simple, but if I had to bet, so I just saw it about 5 minutes ago, this is a 3 mil Allen or hex head T. I almost call them keys, but this is a T because you have the handle. And what this does is, this goes into the little bolt on this little vanity cap, and that tightens it down so when you're going down the road, it doesn't fly off on you. This is my handy dandy extension, ratchet extension. I love this thing. This was my dad's. I have so many memories of using this. Most of them of him yelling at me for being a jackass and dropping stuff. But hey, that's what dads do. They teach us. But anyway, I have such great memories of this. I always try to use it whenever I can because it just really makes me think about my dad. I'm kidding. No, my dad was seriously one of the most awesome guys I've ever met in my life. He taught me so much. He was the strongest guy I ever knew. As far as dads go, he was the dad you wanted. My dad, Bob, I used to call him, was absolutely awesome. Yeah, I know I'm a junior. Way to keep the bloodline going, Bob. So, and then here is a 7 mil hex head socket. And again, don't give me crap if I'm mispronouncing or saying these things wrong. I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a guy with a bunch of tools and a trike, and I love this stuff. So I'm learning as I go along. So this is a 7 mil hex head socket. Now this is going to be used for taking off the bolts in the floorboards. And then this big mamba jamba gets paired with this big mamba jamba. So this is a 19 mil socket for my ratchet, and this is a 19 mil, I want to say, box and open head wrench. Am I right? Let me know in the comments if I'm right. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But either way, comment, like, and share. Makes the world go round. So basically, that's what you get. At first glance right now, it's a really sturdy product. I mean, seriously, like, I would carry this alone around in my pocket and just perfect self-defense weapon. But you know what? I'm not a violent man. I keep saying that, but it's true. I'm not a violent man.
But his temper? Oy vey.
But this is what you get. This is what happens when you unbox it. So why don't we get to the trike and put them on? To the Batmobile. All right, so the first step is going to be taking our 7mm hex socket and getting the floorboard off. All right, so you want to go nice and slow. Again, my rule, Go nice and slow. Concentrate on what you're doing, because the last thing you want to do is cross thread or strip the damn thing. I mean, people say cross thread. I say stripping. To me, stripping is always better in some ways. All right, so what you want to do is you want to put some muscle behind it, because these are really on pretty good. And you know what? They should be. If there's anything on your motorcycle that you really, really, really want tight, it's going to be these floorboards, because you definitely don't want them coming off on you. So it's going to take a little bit of good old-fashioned elbow grease to get these off. Let's do a wipe or something. This is going to take forever. All right, so we got the floorboard off. I don't know if you can see it. There's like this orangey yellow kind of, it looks like it's a thread locker of some sort. But don't worry about that. Just kind of dust it off. I'm going to be putting blue Loctite on it, just because that's what I do. And I mean, this is a part that shouldn't be moving, and I'm probably never, ever, ever going to take off again. So I want to make sure that's a little more secure. All right, so let's go ahead and get the plate on the bottom of this and get it back on the trike. The best way to do it is to kind of feed it through, make sure everything is lined up, and then get the bolt in there. Again, go super, super slow. Slow is always better, because once you cross thread something or strip something, you're done. You gotta drill it out. No, I'm not doing that. So that's why I take my time and I'm careful, because I know the stupid shit that can happen to me. I'm used to it by now. After 44 years of living, I'm used to the dumb shit that could happen to me. I really try to live my life to avoid all the dumb shit now.
Most times. Wait for it. Wait for it. That's the bingo!
Still trying to get it lined up. So I know in the instruction video that's on YouTube for this, it's made to look really, really easy. Yeah, maybe for someone that's turning a wrench all day long, it is easy. But, you know, for just a regular guy like myself, it's a little more challenging. I think I got it now. See, now I said something, now I get it. Yep, I think I got it. So for someone like me, it's a little more challenging, but I like to face challenges head on, yeah.
No, you don't.
I really wish everything would be a hell of a lot easier than it is. All right, so I know you can't see it. I should have had my GoPro camera, but there was a little bit of a gymnastics accident last night in the GoPro cameras.
Yay.
Now, this is going to take a lot of torque. This is your floorboard. This is the only thing separating your foot from the ground passing by at 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, whatever. However you ride, that's up to you. But you really want to torque this down. If you're using it, so Rob, if I have a torque wrench, what should I set it to? Set it to a shitload, because you're going to need a shitload of torque to make sure this is tightened down. So if you have a torque wrench, set it to the highest setting, a shitload. If you feel the blood rushing to your head and your temple starts to throb, you know you're getting it tight enough. All right, now you're going to want to attach this little extension arm so you can fit the foot peg onto this platform. Now, there's you could see different holes here for how you want it. You know, some people like to, have their foot peg up here. Some people like it down. Again, I don't want my foot floating in space. I want mainly my heel or most of my foot to be on my platform, and just kind of my toe being able to stick off but have some real estate underneath it. So I'm going to go with that third one. I know it seems like, why are you bothering? But it makes me feel better at the end of the day. So you take that, grab one of the longer bolts, because we have to go through both here. Grab one of your nuts and get it started. All right, take two on this one. I'm a jackass. I freely admit it.
Dude, they already know.
You want to be on the outside. You don't want to be on the inside. You want to be on the outside of the frame here, because if you're on the inside, you're going to hit the platform and it's going to get in your way. So when you're attaching the extension arm here, you want to be on the outside. Let's try that one again. All right, now that that's on correctly, what you want to do is you want to take your corrective shoe foot peg. I know I affectionately call it that, but I'm really, really happy that I'm going to have this much real estate underneath my feet. And grab your shorter bolt and you want to attach it. All right, we're going to try that again because I had the wrong peg. So you want this peg, still the same bolt. All right, the reason why I switched foot pegs is now, it's supposed to be out here, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's great. I don't want my foot that far out. Again, with the MS, sometimes I have numbness. Sometimes, it's kind of hard to move my foot. That's why I have the handbrake. That's what this little concoction is here. So I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to put the foot peg here just so my foot is right here, and if I have to get to the brake, I can get right to the brake. It's going to give me a little more extension. That's going to make it more comfortable to ride, but I'm just not comfortable having my foot all the way out here. You may be, but that's me, that's you. We're different people. All right, this actually worked out well. Remember I said before about a sun shining on a dog's ass? Well, that sun is really bright today on my dog's ass. Look at me putting stuff together. That's awesome. It's now overcast outside and the sun is no longer shining on my dog's ass. So I had the peg on the inside here, but once I sat on the trike, I realized, yeah, my foot was only covering about this much of it, and I was a little too close to the brake, so ha ha ha, laugh all you want, but at least I try stuff, I take a chance. This time it didn't work out. A lot of times, well, it still doesn't work out, but I keep trying, I never quit.
Glutton for punishment.
So I put on the outside now, so it's nice and secure. Let's go ahead and sit down and see where my foot lands. All right, so sitting on the trike, looking down at this actually looks really, really good. So let's see how it feels. So if I put my foot out here, yeah, that's what I like. I don't like my feet all the way up in the air. I like to have a lot of real estate underneath my foot. Regardless of the peg. That's why I went for the larger peg. I forget the name of it, but you can look it up online. Kuryakin makes the peg. I got everything through Monster Garage. Now, when it comes to the brake, I do have that handbrake. So when I push the handbrake, it brings the brake pedal down a little bit, and I can get my foot back in time on top of it. So again, having a handicap kind of sucks, but if you have a nice strong spirit, you'll work around it. What are you going to do? Stop living? I'm not going to stop doing the things I love doing. All right, so the install went well. I mean, as well as it's going to go with me behind the wrench. But anyway, I'm really, really happy with it, and I can't wait to get outside and try this out. But it's so damn cold out there. Seriously, I left the house today a man. By the time I got to the garage, I was a eunuch. Oh man, it's so damn cold out there. But anyway, I'm really, really happy and excited to try out these highway pegs, because like I said, I got a couple of trips planned this year and I really want to be able to stretch out. And these pegs, I think they cost me about $230. Now, a lot of people complain about pricing. Oh, everyone's expensive or this and that. You have to remember, it's a business. You pay for a good product, they send it to you, and they charge what they charge so they can stay in business to make more stuff. So if you're that upset about someone's pricing, then do it yourself. Find another dealer out there. I mean, seriously, let me know in the comments below what dealers you guys use, because I would love to find, different outlets. That's the whole thing of commerce, is finding different ways of getting the stuff you need. So no one should be locked to any one dealer, but when a dealer does put out a really good product at a decent price, you tend to stick with them. So honestly, let me know in the comments below what you guys think and what you guys do. And honestly, I mean, I can't complain about these. They're really, really well made, really, really good price. I think they were $230. So I really have no complaints. The only complaint I have is the instructions were nothing. I mean, there's an instructional video on the internet, if you want to call it that, but basically they say, don't blink, the installation is so easy. Well, that's all well and good, but maybe it's not easy for me. I'm a moron. And plus I'm handicapped now, so my hands don't work how they used to, and my brain's a little slow to kind of get things. So I think a few more step-by-step instructions should have been included. That's my only drawback about this, is that the instructions left a little more for me to figure out than I like, because when I'm left to my own devices, some bad stuff happens. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please hit the like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you guys do and what dealers you work with. We all got to stick together, and information is the key. If we let each other know, then we can make better decisions. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by today.